All right, so for our final part and of building a simple word frequency counter, we worked on our word frequency counter in part one and our unit test in part two. And so we can go ahead with our GitHub repository. But let me just demonstrate that is our program running as well. Let me show the code. And our code looks beautiful here. We have our word frequency counter class with our main. And as you guys can see, we have worked on this in part one. And in our part two, we worked on our test cases, right? And we set up our annotations. Oh yeah, um, quick quick explanation for any of you that might be wondering here. What are these here, right? So what are these? What are these? So these are annotations. It helps to force, I'd like to say force, but it helps to force the program see that, oh, wait, okay, this is a test. Let me, you know, see it as a test. And let me just show why. Let me remove this test annotation here and you guys see what happens, right, when we try to run it. So this is test single sentence and let me go and test all. So as you guys can see, we run everything except testing single sentences here, right? And let me try to specifically run test single sentences, right? And nope, you cannot see. So the program does not, well, the program can see that this is a method, but it does not see it as a testing case method. So that's why we need an annotation, right? But the moment I have an annotation here for test, right, and I compile that, pay attention here to test single sentence, right? When I go back to it, then you guys can see our test single sentence shows up over here, right? And we can specifically run it and we succeeded here, as you guys can see. Okay. All right. And what else? What else? What else? What else? Yeah, I did the mistake of not declaring my word count map variable and using the map interface. Well, to be honest, I was looking at it kind of like pulling it from this class, but yeah, that was a beginner's mistake. You guys have to forgive me for that. But overall, we worked very well on these unit tests, I believe. And let me see here. We have our some comments here to go over. I went over part two on these comments, as you guys can see here. Our code looks good, looks clean. Before each, oh, some of you also might be asking yourselves, what is before each? Before each is also an annotation, but it's more than just the test, right? Annotation. So this really just ensures, right? So let me see if I comment this out. Let me try and comment. It's probably gonna be long. See that? So this ensures, right? We are right like this. So this ensures that before, right? That before each, right? So before each test runs, right? The word count map is a, let me see, like a fresh, and let me see, it's like a fresh and empty HashMap, right? Yeah. So this ensures that before each test runs, word count map is a it's a fresh and empty hash map, right? And that prevents any carryovers from previous um, tests, right? That could affect our current test results. And so that is really what before each annotation is or does. And you might as well see let me do I think it's after each. You might as well see an after each annotation. And so after each is really just a counterpart to the before each. So really what the before each does, the before where a before each will set up the environment for a testing, right? For the test cases. Though after each just cleans up. So yeah. And see here. Okay, so let's run our program one more time. And okay, so let's go with a hello, basic stuff. Let's go with the world, basic stuff. Let's go with a full sentence. Hello, world, right? Let's go with Java. Let me do something like this. Java is great. Java is powerful, right? And let me go with something like Java is indeed good. Let me enter that. Let me enter some names. Let me go with Lisa. So Lisa, and then Lisa N. And then let me go with Andre. Let me go with Andre like this. Andre. And then let me go with a DeAndre. Right. And let me close. Let me stop the program. Perfect. So we have here Andre, that is a name, and it has a frequency of 1. DeAndre, frequency of 1. Good 1. Great 1. Hello 2. We have hello year. Right. And we have hello year without the comma. So that's 2. Then we have indeed 1. Is 3 frequencies here. Is here. And over here. And over here. Java 3. Here. And notice I intentionally wrote it like this so that you see that it's case insensitive, so it works perfectly. What else? We have Lisa 1, Lisa N1, Powerful 1, and World 2. So that's world here and world here without the exclamation mark. And so our program functions accordingly as expected. And let's run our test cases. And we have everything passing. And again, I went over this in part 2, so if you guys want to see how I did the unit testing, you can go over in part 2. And so this is really the easy part. Let me just go ahead and even copy this. Actually, wait, hold on. Let me do this. Let me save me some time here, right, doing this. Okay, version date. I forgot when I started working on this, so let me just write today's date. Today's is it March 07 2025. All right, March 7th, and then probably the user. And let me do something like this. And let me do something like this. Perfecto. Okay, project title is a save me some time here. How to start this project? I only need this part here, and then remove this. Okay, okay, okay. Let me save this. How do I even save this? I forgot. Okay, let me do this instead. I copy that. And yeah, so now we're gonna send this to our GitHub repository, right? Let me open the terminal here and let me do the cd into our downloads. And I have this cd into Word frequency counter. For some of you following along, you might probably be wondering where am I going, right? Where am I seeding into? I'm seeding into this folder here, word frequency counter, which is our class folder, right? So I am going to remove, actually let me do a list here to make sure. All right, so we want to remove this text readme here, right? And bear with me here, let's remove that readme dot text, and let's confirm that, and we removed it. And then we want to touch we want to touch, which creates, we want to touch a MD, and then we want to open our readme.md file. That opens, we paste this over here, we save this, and we close that, and that is it. And we can confirm our readme file .md, which is a markdown file which uses markdown language, is over here. Okay, and all right, let me clear this. Okay, so let's go to our GitHub repository and let's create a new repository, and let's name this the same here, word frequency counter. Let's do this a word. Probably let me complete the name like more clear, right? So word frequency counter in the description. Oops, sorry for that. Let me do this again here. And hold on here. Oh, wait, hold on. All right. All right. So let me see here. Let me see. Let me copy this part here. Quick description here. Let me see. All right. And okay, we're gonna initialize this without the readme because we're gonna send everything. We're gonna upload all our or push our readme file all together. And so this is our HTTPS, our address of our GitHub. We copy that here, right? And then we start. So let me cd out, or in this case exit to our downloads, and let me clone this. So you clone this by doing a git clone with the address. All right, so we appear to have a empty repository. It's fine. We have this over here. So now that we clone this over here, let me go ahead and copy all this. Let me go ahead and copy all this. So let me cd now into our cloned repository. Clone frequency, word frequency counter, right? And let's confirm. Actually, let me do to see everything here, to see if our git is initialized here, and you can see the git is initialized over here, right? And let me clear this out here. Okay, so now we do a git add because we added some contents there, right? So we're gonna add everything, and then we're gonna commit. We're gonna commit everything. We're gonna do like an initial here, initial, and then we're gonna do a git push origin, origin u, git, yeah, it should be git push origin u main. Let me actually, I know that it should be like something. Let me confirm here somewhere. Yeah, git push origin, no, git push u origin main. Okay, git push u origin main. So it's gonna be a git push u origin main. Et voila. Let's go and refresh that. And yeah, we have it, guys. So we have our GitHub set already and all our files pushed to our repository. So